Oh, no. No, 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 no. Don't do it. Oh, don't do it. Oh, no. Oh, forgive me, guys. Gary, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it's Gary's car here. He's doing something unthinkable. Gary, don't do it. He's getting rid of this beautiful little four-eyed front end. Why? Why? Well, it's his car. And Gary decided he wants a different front end on this vehicle. That breaks my heart. I love these four-eye cars. And evidently that nose is going for sale. We got a different front end for it already. I think it's off like a 90 or 91, somewhere in there. But anyway, it's one of the later model front ends, such as this. Which isn't bad. It's just that the coupe, they have their own little look. That's how I look at it. I just think they have a nice look about them. And you guys have seen mine. And I think they have a mean look about them. But everybody's entitled to do what they want with their vehicle, and it's his car. And also, he's going to be putting in the other windows, evidently, he discussed with me, where, in case somebody doesn't know, on a later model coupe, they don't have this kind of panel. This would be all window, and tinted around the inside somewhat. Some of them are. And so that changes the whole side view of the car. But that's what makes the world tick. People have a right to have the vehicle how they want. I hope this shows up okay, guys. All I see in my viewfinder is the sun reflecting. I can't tell if I even had the phone on the car where I wanted it or not. But another thing that's going to be happening is anybody that saw what was happening from the other videos with this coupe, Gary originally had another car he was doing, and back here in the yard here, and this car is going for sale, and it needs some work, but this would be a perfect little drag car or a grudge car, even though it needs some body work. But somebody just wanted to throw something together to have fun with and buy something on the low cost side. Well, this is how you do it, guys. This is my opinion. This is what you look for. Vehicles like this, instead of looking for something with shiny paint, and then you're giving somebody $1,000 or $2,000 more for a clean body, which, if that's what you want to do, that's up to you. But if you're building something to race, just to have fun with, I don't know if that paint makes it go any faster. So that's how I look at that. So old Terry here has a different way of looking at these situations. Now don't get me wrong, I like a mean looking car, I like the paint, and if you can find something that's in good shape for a low cost, of course you're going to do that, and you look for something as clean as possible. I mean, there's no sense paying $3,000 for a vehicle that's beat up and then having one that's clean for $3,000. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about buying something that's a little bit beat up than not having something at all. And that's what a lot of guys do. They'll wait to get something really clean, and they'll wait for 5 years, and they never had any fun because they were determined to get a car that had a certain paint or look, and they'll miss out. So that's just something to keep in mind. I see so many guys that they do that. They'll just hang on to their little dream process and the speculations they have of a vehicle, and if they don't find that vehicle that meets what they see in their head, then they may miss out. Especially with a fox body, because a lot of your fox bodies are a really good looking vehicle. They're 30, 40 years old. You got to keep in mind, are they really that clean, or are they just doctored up? So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, guys, as far as I know, the old coupe here is going to be a little bit different as time goes on. So when you buy a car, you have a right to make it how you want. Now, down the road, Gary might look back and say, you know what? I actually made a mistake. I like that 4i car, and I might grow on them. I've seen that happen. And also, what has happened, I still like the later model front end, which I did not like back in the day. That grew on me. I still like the 4i's better, but the other front end, depending how the car is set up with wheels and the paint, of course, and the stance of the car, all matters, of course. But the other front end has grown on me over the years, probably because I just seen it all the time at the track. I used to see them pull up with the tinted windows. I never cared for it. Now I like that look. And I like the lowered look, which I couldn't stand before. Back in my day, we had them jacked up in the rear. My dad would say, "You got that old jackrabbit. I don't know how you stand that car like that." My 68 Mustang Fastback, I had the rear with air shocks on it. Yeah, that's how we had them back in the day. They were real good on dry shafts like that, by the way. No, they weren't. That puts a lot of angle on the dry shaft, the way we did things back in my day. So anyway, guys, I thought I'd run this by you. That's a little update on the coupe here and a future plan. And he said he might change his mind, but I don't think so, because of one reason. He didn't waste much time getting the other front end. So, oh, and the dash is also getting a late model dash in this vehicle too. The dash pads beat up in this anyway, as they usually are. So, he's putting the late model dash in here too. It may be the one out of that car out back, I don't know. I think he's on the verge now of using everything he needs off of that vehicle to convert this, and then just selling whatever's left of it. I think that's where the plan is as of right now. So anyway, guys, I don't know if anybody noticed, I did primer some of this to keep the rust from coming back through, and it was kind of an eyesore because the fenders were red, and I just put a little dust coat up top here just to make it look a little bit better. But I don't want to waste primer because this fender's coming off, because I didn't even realize it. I talked about it being kinked here, and it's actually buckled on top. That's how flat paint hides things. I looked it over a little bit better. I was like, wow, that's actually buckled on top. But another thing that may be happening with this vehicle too is the doors. So this has roll-ups in it, and so he may be changing the doors, and the roll-up doors are very hard to get. And what I mean by roll-up doors, the windows are not power, so you have to roll them up the old-fashioned way. And my father hated electric windows in a car. He said if somebody was too lazy to roll a window up, they didn't belong to driving the car. My father was old school, so he did not believe in some of the comforts. He liked them, but he just never had to have any of that stuff. He thought if you needed it, because some people just act like they were lost without it, is what he meant by that. So yeah, just give you a little bit of some of the backbone I grew up with. So anyway, guys, there we have it. There's the update, and hope I wasn't too silly for you fellas. Just kind of keep it light, and I really do feel like crying when it comes to these front ends. That's just my own personal choice, and somebody else will agree with what the way Gary wants to go, and other guys will say I like the 4eyes myself. I think Andy Wood actually mentioned that he liked the 4eye cars in a recent conversation I had with somebody, that we were talking about that. So anyway, guys, have a good one. I appreciate you taking time to watch this, and we'll see what happens down the road with this, fellas, and we're gonna keep on it. All right, everybody, take care and God bless you.